Alright, so like I suggested in the email, I want you to understand that both of these players are on time with the pitch. Trout is actually a little bit early, but that's all relative when you have a swing that is as good as some of the best players in the game. Being on time is a little bit broader of a concept because the path that their barrel takes to the baseball. So when you're looking at the guys that have been historically great over a long period of time, they typically have this characteristic. So I have a youth player, he's a sixth grader, Minnetonka kid on the left. Take him into foot strike, take Trout into foot strike. Okay, so different styles of how they get their foot down. Okay, so Trout has a leg kick. The young player on the left just simply taps and goes forward. Both are great ways to get to the baseball. Okay, but I'm going to freeze them when their front foot comes down. Okay, you're going to notice one big difference, and that is their barrel angle. So you're going to notice that Trout's is more up and down, and the youth player on the left is flatter. Okay? So this is the most common thing that I see with young players is they flatten their barrel too soon. So you can see as he steps, he has his barrel in a more vertical position. Okay? So, I'll tell you why this is a problem. This is less adjustable than a barrel position that is up. Okay? And this is why. Think about how a top would turn, or a merry-go-round, or a carousel. Okay? That would be on a flat plane. Now think about a windmill, or a pinwheel, or a clock. Okay? You can imagine that that is more on a vertical plane. All good hitters are going to swing more like a pinwheel and less like a top. The reason being is that allows them to adjust to multiple pitch locations, not only up, down, but in and out. Okay? So Trout is seeing a ball that's it's definitely down, and I would suggest that this is probably middle in. Okay? So if you saw him swinging at a pitch that's higher, you would see this position at his stride, but then you would see as he turned, he would flatten his barrel out more. So, it's easy to say this, it's harder to do this, okay? But it definitely makes a difference if you understand that you're trying to pinwheel and not trying to turn like a top. So, this is early on in me working with this player. And so we did some work off a tee. There's some certain drills that we can be doing to try to emphasize turning like a pinwheel. Okay? I do not want to disregard how good this player's lower half is. So great back leg turn. Fantastic front leg at contact. You're going to notice if you just look at the lower half, it's basically identical to what you see Trout doing. So all that we see that different is the flattening of the barrel as his foot comes down and the flatter path to contact. Now, I recognize that this ball is a little bit higher for the player on the left, but the point is he could still have taken a more vertical path from the start. So, this is very easy to see. You do not need to take video to recognize this. It can be seen by simply faking a throw to a player. So I was throwing him front toss here. Anytime I would fake him a throw, I would see this happen. All players that have some sense of swinging the bat are going to be taking this move when you fake the ball. Okay? So if we can get our barrel to be more in an up and down position, whether it's straight up and down or roughly at a 45-degree angle, we're going to be able to make some better adjustments to pitches. Now, with that said, if we always flatten out after that, that's also going to hurt us. So, the key to understand is that the barrel works like a pinwheel and less like a top. if you are saying things like have a level swing, keep your shoulders level, there's a good chance that you are promoting turning like a top instead of turning like a pinwheel. You'll notice at contact how much lower Trout's shoulder is. Even with pitches up in the zone, you are going to see the back shoulder down, front shoulder up at contact with all good hitters. If you have any questions on the things that I'm talking about in this video, feel free to email me. My email is cksota@gmail.com. If you are on Instagram, a couple great follows would be TeacherMan1986, Riot Hitting, R Cats Coach, Baseball PDS, MPI Softball, MPI Softball, and that is all that I can think of off the top of my head. So hopefully this is helpful, and good luck in your season.